What's up YouTube? So I hope you guys enjoyed that footage. If you guys noticed, that is not a new drone. I unfortunately do not have the resources or the money to be able to get one of the new drones from DJI, but I was able to get my hands on the Mavic Pro 1, which is the 2016 edition of the Mavic series. It has the ability to shoot 4K in 30 frames per second as well as in 24 frames per second. The Mavic Pro also shoots at 2.7K at 24 and 30 frames per second, full HD at 24, 30, 60, 96, which I thought it was kind of odd. If you want to do slow motion, you can do 720p at 120 frames per second. You can also do 12 megapixel stills with the 26mm lens that equals to about a 35 and is also an f2.2. The 2016 edition of the Mavic Pro was one of the very first drones that allow you to collapse the limbs to make it more easy to travel with. Now this revolutionized the market in drones. The Mavic Pro is one of many examples of the different types of drones that DJI offers, all the way from DIY drones to commercial/industrial drones. DJI currently controls approximately 72% of the global market. If you think about it, that is insane, but it makes sense because their commitment to innovate, to bring new technology, to improve the products and make them better. I feel like that is the reason why DJI has become so popular. Not a lot of companies do that, which is the sad thing. In 2013, DJI introduced the DJI Phantom 1. The Phantom came ready to fly with an internal GPS system that in a way made it easier to fly, more reliable and stable on the air. Now one of the downsides is that it didn't come with a camera or a way to mount a camera, and if you're able to mount a camera on it, most likely some of your footage was going to be shaky. The other thing as well, that it only allowed you to fly the drone for about 10 minutes. After that, the Phantom 2 came out, and then the Phantom 3, the 4, the Mavic Air, the Mini, the Spark. Of course, after every new drone, DJI decided to introduce new technology to the drones, from 2.7K up to 4K recording, as well 5 kilometers or up to a mile of range, and about 30 minutes of flight time, which before the drones will only allow you to fly for about 10 minutes. So when the Phantom originally came out in 2013, it was about $679. If you think about it, it wasn't that much. You know, for what you were getting, it wasn't a bad price. The only thing is that it didn't come with a camera or a way to attach it, which you had to buy that separately. Now, if you think about it, back then, you know, with the GoPro, with the drone, with the mounts, most likely it was bringing your full total to, you know, $1,000, which is about what it costs now to even get one of their newer drones. For example, the Mavic Pro, the first Mavic that came out, that one was actually retailed at $1,000. Currently, if you actually look for it, because it is a 4-year-old drone, currently it goes for $809. I mean, they have actually reduced the price, but it's still a very powerful drone for, you know, for what you're paying for it. If you are wanting to, I guess, keep up with the technology, you can get one of the maybe the Mavic Spark or the Mavic Mini if you want to go for something cheap. Those approximately go for about $400. the Mavic Air 2, which I believe is one of the newer drones. That one goes for $799. That is for the basic model though. You can get more upgrades and obviously it will increase the price, but I really like that they have those options. If you want to upgrade or get a better drone with, you know, better technology or a better camera, you could look into the Mavic Pro 2. That one currently goes for $1,600, which, you know, it's not cheap, but with what you get is actually pretty cool. You know, they do offer the 1-inch sensor, or you could buy the zoom, which both are actually pretty good options, just depending on what you're going to be using it for, what the project is. You know, it's kind of a hard decision to pick from any of these drones. Any of the drones that you pick from is going to be a good option for what you're trying to do. But, you know, what you need to do is you need to make the research and find out what you're going to be using it for, if it's going to be worth it, if it's going to, you know, pay for itself. So in conclusion, is it a good idea to actually get a drone? Well, it depends, you know, depends on what you're working on what your projects are, because you're not going to be using the drone for every single project unless you go out of your way to use it. In my opinion, you know, whatever the story or whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, if it calls for a drone shot or if it calls for a, you know, fancy aerial or follow shot from above or anything like that, then it's a good idea. You know, it's just depending on what you're going to be using it for. If you're going to be using it for storytelling, documentaries, you know, there's so many applications that you can use the drones for. Am I gonna get one personally? Maybe, eventually, not right now, unfortunately, just because I don't have the money. But in the future, yeah, I might actually end up getting a drone, because there is gonna be those times where you're gonna need a cool introduction shot to maybe the area, the house, the location, or maybe you're doing a follow shot, or, you know, depending on the story, depending on what you're working on, it's gonna determine if you're gonna need the drone or not. So far right now, because this is actually a borrowed drone, thanks to my friend Jose. He actually helped me out and let me borrow his drone. Technically, I've had it for almost a month now and I haven't given it back, so sorry about that. But yeah, let me know when you need it back. Until then, I'm pretty much gonna keep playing with it, honestly. So right now, I don't think I'm gonna get a new drone. I'm just gonna keep using the one that I have currently until they pretty much take it out of my hands. All right, guys, so let me know in the comments below if you have a drone. Have you used it recently? How many times have you used it? And if you regret buying it. Also, if you are interested in buying a drone, have you thought of the uses? Have you thought of what you wanted to do with the drone? What kind of shots you want to take? And if it's going to be worth it. So yeah, let me know. Start the conversation down below. If you guys like this video, please feel free to go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be bringing more content here from movie news, movie reviews, and other stuff that come my way. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace out, bitches.